Welcome to another episode of In the Know. I'm really excited to be talking to Jim McCord, the author of A Revolution in Real Estate. Let's jump right in. We're here at the Coronado Brewing Company, and I'm enjoying an Islander IPA, and my man Jim is drinking a double water straight up. So cheers and welcome.
Thank
dive
you.
right in. Just want to put a quick disclaimer out there that a lot of the stuff in this episode that we're going to be talking about is through a system called send-out cards, which is an MLM. That is not the purpose of this episode. The purpose of this episode is to show you how you can use this awesome marketing system to automate your direct mail. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about kind of how you developed it, how you came onto these strategies, and then we'll dive into some of the great strategies that you've developed.
25 years ago when I first got licensed, I realized right away I had a really good mentor in real estate. And he taught me from day one, if you're not prospecting, you're not going to be in business long. So
Smart
I knew.
man.
In 2009, a friend of mine introduced me to a company called Send-Out Cards. When I started Send-Out Cards, I would snap a picture of them with my phone, of them in front of the house they bought from me. And you'll see some of the cards when we get into this. The first card they get in the mail is a picture of them in front of the house they bought, and on the inside is a thank you note. And I always include 2 dozen cookies, 16 brownies. You can include gift cards. And when I started doing that for thank you cards, it was amazing the response I got. People loved them because it was about them. It's not about us.
Right.
You know, as realtors, what most of us do is we're constantly selling our branding about our company and about us. It's not about us. We're not really in the business of selling real estate. We're in the business of building relationships.
Yeah.
And when you send somebody a card with a picture of a house they just bought, and they're in front of that house, they keep it.
Right.
So
or
that's
it's
how
going
I
on
got
the
into
mantle
it.
or on the refrigerator.
Right.
Oh, it sounds like you started just doing this as a thank you gift idea, and then parlayed that into this new strategy that you developed for going after expired listings and for sale by owners?
Exactly.
Jim, he takes a lot more of an organic approach, which is really cool. I love the idea of putting the family on the front of the card. I love the idea of the things that you're doing with your other picture cards. So let's jump into the...
Well, this is like an expired listing.
Expired listing, okay.
Yeah, this is an expired listing. The listing expired last night at midnight. I drive by, take a picture of the house.
Okay.
And I changed the wording on the front. This one says spectacular home. And then on the inside has some reasons they might want to consider listing with me. And when I send this, I don't just send the card. Number one, here, go ahead,
Yeah.
hold this. I don't print these cards. I don't stuff them, address them, stamp them, or mail them. I design these cards on my computer in a couple minutes, literally 2 or 3 minutes, hit send, and the company sends these out. You can send them just the card alone or in an envelope, or I always send them in a box like this. There's 2 brownies in the box. Card fits right in there. They're getting all this other stuff that I showed you from all the other realtors, and then they open up a box, and everybody likes opening a box up.
Right.
They open it up and they see a picture of their house. Not a picture of Jim McCord, a realtor, not a picture of the logo of my company, but a picture of their house. And there's 2 delicious brownies. So that's pretty much the system, and that's how it works.
So very cool approach, very nice touch, great way to differentiate yourself from all the other competition that's out there. That sparks 2 questions in my mind. Number 1, I'm curious about your conversions and how that works. And number 2, have you ever had a negative response to taking a picture of someone's house and putting it on a card?
I have never had a negative response of that, of taking the house, a picture of the house and putting it on the card. Now, what I didn't tell you yet is 3.5 years ago, this system worked so well that I started using it on $1 million homes. My first 21 years in real estate, I didn't list one home over $1 million. I never sold one home over $1 million. And I sent 2 dozen cookies out in a box with a picture of the expired listing in a card. That seller called me up. He was so impressed. He met with me the next day. He listed with me. He said, what are you going to do? Well, what I do for these luxury listings is I then take the picture of that listing and I mail that out to prospective buyer.
I love everything that you're saying. Can we talk a little bit more, circle back to the listing campaign, right? So the step one was hit them with that card, picture their house on the front, send a couple brownies so it comes in lumpy mail and gets probably more attention than what everybody else is sending out. What happens after that? What do you do to convert the business from there? And how often are you getting a call straight off that first one?
I would say, this I can tell you for sure. I love prospecting. I love it. But I've never got the kind of response from a first piece mailing doing anything I did for 25 years like I have with this. It's still between 10 and 20%, which doesn't sound high.
Which is huge for direct mail.
Right, that doesn't sound high, but it is. But the key with this is it turns a cold call into a warm call. And I do quite a bit of drop-offs.
Okay.
But the first contact is always a card. Here's another example. This was that same house. So I don't send one card to that house of the first card. This is the picture of the same house. And it says, we can sell this home. And then on the inside, I just did a snippet shot of the 3 times that house was listed by 3 different agents. And I put that in the card. And I let them know your luxury home needs luxury marketing. But this is a different card, yet it has the same picture. And this came with a different gift, either brownies, nuts, candy.
Cool. So you know it's getting open. Let me talk about this piece because this is great. So again, it has the picture of the house on the front. On the inside, it has some statistics to show that he knows what he's doing, to establish credibility with the people. And then he's got his call to action. So it's very simple. And how many cards do you mail to each prospective person?
I would say probably it averages 2 or 3. This is a $2.5 million listing in Cincinnati, and this listing expired in August. Now in August in Cincinnati, the grass is green, the trees are green, everything's beautiful. This is a 5-acre horse farm in Cincinnati that expired in August, and look at those trees.
Right.
They're barren. The picture was taken in January when the house was listed, and the agent was too lazy. That's the first photo that was used on the MLS. And they didn't use a drone photo. Drones are huge now. Any property that's a big property or it has a lot of land needs to have a drone. But people are not going to, for $2.5 million, they're not going to click on that picture, Oliver.
Yeah.
So what I focus on with these prospects, this was another listing. I don't have a drone of their house yet. I can't legally take one. But I show them the photo of a drone of another listing that we got and sold.
And it just captures the property in a completely different way.
And I let them know in this card, this is the first photo we use for another listing, and I give the address. It's pending now, we got a cash offer on it. And then on the back I say when, not if, when we list your property, we're going to get a drone up and we'll mail cards out. And the first photo is going to be an aerial photo showing your house, your barn, your swimming pool.
Right.
And when you get in front of them and you show them that, it works.
Especially in the high-end market.
More often than not, and you probably know this, your agent usually doesn't even know it's expiring. So if they don't know, the seller doesn't know. So I go out and I drop off a packet like this. The first thing is a cover letter, and it's got a picture of their house. I put a picture of their house, then a short note about us. Your listing expired. You know, your home needs luxury marketing. And then the next thing is the actual MLS sheet, and I highlight it expired. That's their MLS. Now this is a $3.75 million home, and look at the first photo that they used.
Right, you can't even see the house.
Nobody's going to click on this picture for $3,750,000.
Any tip from this video?
Exactly.
It's don't put a crappy picture in the MLS, because as you can see the difference, especially on a multi-million-dollar home, to use a blurry photo sounds like one of the stupidest things I've ever heard.
And keep in mind, you know, the sellers that I'm going after who expired with a bad first photo, they see all these. This is in their mailbox. And believe me, they're going to look at these. These are all just, this was a $3.7 million home. They didn't even get the whole home.
Right.
Which which picture are you more likely to click on to get more information if you're a buyer?
Here it looks like a nice house. Here it looks like a castle.
Exactly, and those are the exact words that the seller used.
Are you hiring a professional to do that, or are you doing that yourself?
Yeah, it costs about $200 for our photographer.
So you'd say that's $200 well spent.
Well, you know, when you're even on a $169,000 house, you know, there's $4,500 commission there on one side.
Right.
You know, it's worth spending $200 or $300.
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Especially when you see what a big difference it can make, and those drone photos look incredible compared to just a regular photo outside of the house.
Even high-end agents are still taking their own photos, or we're using the company photographer.
Right.
Now you want to get a really good photographer, even for a $200,000 or $300,000 or $400,000 house. And in today's world, it means everything, because everybody's looking on that internet and they're putting those parameters.
Totally. It's all in the presentation, right? So if you can present it better up front when you get to make that first impression, I think that's when you win the click, and that's when you're going to get a lot more traffic to the properties that you're selling. And that shows in terms of number of showings, number of people showing up to open houses and things like that.
As luxury listings, I always use the same thing, and it's always this box right here. It's 2 dozen cookies. The card comes like that. It comes in a gift wrap box. Hold on to that for me. You open up the gift wrap box, and the card is in here. And there's 2 dozen cookies, and I'm telling you, they are truly the best cookies I've ever tasted.
Delicious.
They're delicious.
I can vouch for that. We had a couple.
I don't care, you know, who you are. I'm 60 years old, and I still love opening a box. It's like Christmas. You know, you get home and you got 10, 20, 30 pieces of mail. Mm-hmm. If you got a box, you're going to go to the box first. You don't care what's in it, you just want to know what's in it.
You're like a kid on Christmas. Very cool strategy on sending out the lumpy mail. I think that makes a huge difference, because like you were saying, it stands out in the mailbox. It's going to get opened first. It's not the type of thing that people just grab out of the mailbox and immediately throw in the trash can. So you're standing out. So at that point, you've delivered your package, you've sent a card. How many cards are you sending before you reach out and make contact?
I always wait about 4 or 5 days. But what I put on my drop letter is you'll be receiving a package from me in a couple days. So that's the bottom of every drop letter.
So you pre-frame the mail that's coming.
Exactly. But what this does when you send them this kind of, and I'm not exaggerating, I don't get every listing I go after, but I've never once either made a call afterwards or knocked on the door where they didn't say, Jim McCord, you're the guy that sent me that awesome card and that box of cookies.
So they are making that connection.
It turns a cold call into a warm call every time.
Very cool. I really appreciate you sharing that with us. There's a lot of other really good strategies in the book. Unfortunately, we don't have time to cover all of them today. I do want to talk to you a little bit more about post-closing, right? How do you, because a lot of people say the fortune's in the follow-up and it's all about the repeat and referral business in real estate, right? So how can you leverage a system like this to automate your follow-up and help you kind of generate more business from each transaction?
Every buyer who's bought a house from me in the last 9 years gets a card like this.
So this is before they've even closed, you're getting that photo?
This is during the inspection or the second or third showing.
Okay.
This particular couple loved the view from the deck on this condo. So I took a picture of them on the deck, and they got this thank you picture of them. And this is the front of the condo, which isn't a great picture because it had their car, my car, but that's the buyer and their daughter.
Very cool. Yeah. Very personal.
And it just says Jim McCord, and on the front it says thank you. And they got that card with 2 dozen cookies, that big box I showed you, and the gift card, a Home Depot gift card for $100. So they're not going to throw this card away. I mean, it really works. And you can get really creative. Normally, I just take a picture like that of the clients in front of the house. But these clients have bought 4 or 5 houses from me over the last 10 years. This is a picture of their kids. During the inspection, they have 2 young children, and they wanted to walk around with the inspector. And I said, I'll take your kids outside. Well, the kids found a stick in the yard, and it looked like a wishbone. And I said, guys, pick that stick up. I'm always looking for a reason to send cards. I'm a card sender. And I knew I was going to send them a thank you card. So I thought I'll get a picture of their kids pulling that wishbone apart. And you can't read it, but it said the kids found a wishbone from a prehistoric animal on the property. Funny, both of them wished for the same thing. and then you open it up, and it says they wish mom and dad would buy this house.
Wow.
And it's a picture of them on the inside. They got this card with 2 dozen cookies. Well, she called me up, and she's just raving about the card and the cookies. And she goes, Jim, we put the card on our mantle, we love it. Since then, they've bought numerous other houses. They buy investment property, and they always get a card from me. About 2 months ago, I was visiting their house, this house, where they live, and their dog followed me out. And I thought, you know what? I better
take a picture of that.
I never sent their dog a card. So the dog followed me out, and I snapped that picture. Her dog's name is Juno. And I sent this card. It says, Jim, it's the thought bubble coming out of Juno. It says, Jim, you act like we're buddies. You send treats to the others, but not me. And on the inside is a note for me, Juno, sorry it took me so long to send you some treats. And with send out cards, you can send dog treats.
Oh, wow.
So my clients got this card in a box with dog treats. And Michael called me up just laughing his tail off.
Because that's amazing. Who sends dog treats? Nobody.
Now, who are these guys going to buy houses from?
Right.
And they have these cards. I've sent them 5 or 6 cards. All my cards are lined up on the mantle of their $800,000 house. So not only do they have them, but they have guests over all the time.
Right.
And I'm sure those guests are picking those cards up.
It's a talking point for the people that come and visit them.
It's ridiculous. I'll share one or two other ones if we have time.
Sure, yeah.
Most of the cards that we send at send-out cards are 5 by 7 like this. But you have the option of sending 8.5 by 11 cards. This couple bought and sold, I would say, 10 different large pieces of land with me. And this is the farm they lived on.
So you can also send giant cards.
Yeah. Yeah, this card costs about $6. These are $1.17. Way better than any other thank you gift. And I didn't realize this for years either, but Oliver mentioned, you mentioned it, it's so much cheaper, less expensive getting business from past clients than it is from generating new business. We need to do both. But most realtors are always chasing that next deal. That's what we do. Well, we're giving up hundreds of thousands of dollars by not staying in touch with our past clients the right way.
That's the low-hanging fruit. Right? All the big gurus teach you got to work your database. I think this is a really cool, innovative way to work your database. I think that the way that you're personalizing each marketing piece makes a big difference. I think it really connects on a deeper level with the people that you're sending the pieces to. How much, because I'm sure this is a question that everybody's asking. What's up, Jay? Jay's passing cards through the barrels here. So how much are you spending each day, and how many pieces are you sending on a given day or month? Or just to give people an idea of how much of a commitment this is to do versus regular mail versus not doing it at all.
Well, what I can tell you is all the money I spent on mass mailings the first 17, 18 years of my career, I'm lucky if I hit a 2% return on investment of that.
That's all. That's the spray and pray method, right? Just get it on a billboard or a park bench or a newspaper ad and kind of see what happens.
Since 2009, I've sent over 8,500 cards. 8,500 cards at a little over $1 a card is about $9,000.
Right.
And then another 50 cents postage. So that's another $4,000. So we're talking $12,000, $13,000. Is that right?
Yeah. So it's less than $200 a month.
Yeah, like $13,000. Now, I can directly attribute more than $300,000 in real estate commissions. Real estate commissions that I've made that I wouldn't have made without
connected directly back to these mail pieces. I think it's a killer way to grow your own business. I think it's way more personalized than anything that other people are sending out. And I think that you're able to make that connection to not only lower their defenses when you're talking to them on the phone, but also create a better relationship and get more referrals out of the whole deal. So it's really cool to see how you've done that.
Oliver, I got to congratulate you. Jay told me over the phone, and I really didn't believe it, but he said that Big Block, your company, that you and Sam started, is the #1 fastest growing private real estate company in the country.
Yes, that's
not in San Diego, not in California, but in the country.
Yes, that's true.
And Inc. magazine did that. So I researched that. I thought, oh, Jay, that can't be true. And it is true.
Thank you.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
And not only is it the #1 fastest growing real estate, private real estate company in the country, but of all companies, It's number 26, fastest growing company.
Yes,
So that's
it
phenomenal.
is. Thank you.
So I have a lot to
Thank
learn
you.
from you guys. Congratulations.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yep. And in realizing that, I friended Sam and I friended you on Facebook. And I'm telling you, if you realtors aren't connecting with people on Facebook and LinkedIn, you're missing the boat.
This is huge right here.
Well, and the other thing I'll say, and I have a video on this too, search Facebook for realtors. You're using Facebook the wrong way, in my opinion. The public doesn't care that you or me or Jay or any realtor listed a big property today. They don't care that we had 2 closings today.
Right.
That looks arrogant. It looks like we're going after business. And that's what most realtors are doing. If you want to create your own real estate page and invite people to it, that's great. And that's a good way to advertise. But putting it on your personal page is the wrong way. And I learned that in a very difficult way about 5 years ago. But I use Facebook the right way. I connect with my prospects. I find out what their interests are, where they work, how many kids they have. And I saw that when I connected with Sam a couple weeks ago, that he just had another baby. A beautiful little girl. And he posted some pictures of Kennedy. So I copied that picture of Kennedy and I put it on my send out card system and I sent Sam this card. Congratulations, Kennedy is gorgeous. And on the inside, just some pictures of Sam and his wife and their other child. And nothing about real estate, nothing at all about Jim McCord.
I just got to say that this is one of the coolest marketing ideas I've ever heard of. It's so simple. When you friend people on Facebook, it's so easy to find so much about them, right? So he took a picture of baby Kennedy. What's up, Sam and Jen? Cute baby. And put it on the front of the card, mailed it to him, put pictures of them on vacation and just hanging out at their wedding, and has a picture of him on it. Now, let me just ask you, do you think that Sam's ever going to forget this? Probably not. And so to get in with people and really establish a relationship and show that you care, you can do stuff like this that's so easy and so cost effective. This costs you what, $1.50 to send?
$1.17 plus postage.
$1.17 to make a amazing first impression on someone. Great way to open the door.
And this took me less than 5 minutes.
Just to touch on send out cards real quick. It's a really cool service. We use it ourselves at Big Block. We use it for our recruiting and to send our agents mail pieces. We really like it. Jay, if you want to come on over here. Jay is one of our agents. He's one of the people that helped us get set up on it. If you have any interest in learning more about it, just to implement it into your own business, we'll have all of Jay's info on in the comments below and on the page. So reach out and let us know if you have any other questions. Along with using send out cards in your business, which we highly recommend, I also want to give Jim a plug on his book. It's a really great book. It outlines all the stuff we've talked about today in great detail. It's a #1 bestseller, and I highly encourage you to pick it up. Where can they pick it up?
You can get that on Amazon.com for $9.95, and before you buy it, you can click on preview this book and you read the first 2 chapters. I'd suggest you do that and read the reviews of the book. If you like it, get it. And
for $10, honestly, it's a no-brainer. It's a short, quick read. Examples of all the cards he uses, all of the campaigns, how to get more referrals, how to get more expired listings, FSBOs, all that kind of stuff. It's a great resource, and highly recommend you putting it on your tool belt. And now you're in the know.